has been a full rite of passage to design the teacher training. Things that made the most sense or called to my heart to include were the things that I've found to be most sometimes challenging, but also transformational. I designed a lot of opportunity for exploration and kind of nudging people just slightly outside of their comfort zone, because that's normally where growth is.
This training just wasn't about doing the pose. It was about every aspect of the pose and even how to breathe. I am a completely different person than I was in January, and I was not expecting that.
The container that was built for the students to learn and to be vulnerable and to ask questions, this was a magical experience. Again, we started out as 12 strangers in a room, kind of eyeballing one another, not knowing anything. And I have seen us all grown so close. We had special moments together.
I was hoping to come out with friends on the other side of training, but I can't even express to you what the types of connections I've made with the people in the room with me have been.
What surprised me the most would probably be how connected I feel with the group.
30 years as a deputy sheriff, going into a teacher training with people I didn't know. It was good to finally be around the element of society that is just positive and good and forthwith, just wants to communicate and broaden everyone's horizons rather than just their own.
My favorite part really was the community. Christy has a beautiful way of creating a sacred and safe container for learning, growth, and friendship.
I really didn't expect to connect as much as I did with others, and that really helped me personally and in my own growth.
We have a really great group of people. It's been a great bonding experience.
There are so many amazing programs, but this one takes the idea of this yoga studio, captures it, and changes everything. We started as strangers in January, and I would do anything for them, and I can see that we're still going to be friends for 20 years.
What surprised me most was the spiritual depth. I didn't expect that from a local studio, but in the end it was truly transformative.
The thing that surprised me most about the experience was a lot of the inner growth. This teacher training has given me the space to just explore a lot more of my pathway to inner peace.
Spiritually, I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. However, it was very interesting to hear and study the Hindu beginnings of yoga, spiritual realm, the many postures. I maintain my Christian faith, but it is always interesting to see why people believe what they believe.
At our silent retreat, we did a session on Buddhism, just how it can interact with so many different experiences that you have in your life, and just the different modes of thinking and all of that. Like, there is something for everyone. I think everyone can find something that they identify with. I walked in thinking I was going to learn how to do downward facing dog, like excellent, and it's like you just learn so much more than that. You learn how you're interacting with people off the mat, and just like yoga being kind of a way of life.
It gave me so much more admiration for what the teachers do. It is so, they're amazing.
I really love Christy's woo-woo aspect to the yoga. I think it's great.
Well, I remember telling Christy, I don't get into all that woo-woo stuff. She told me, she goes, the woo train's coming in on. And then I started doing woo-woo stuff, right?
Spiritually, it's open, it's connected myself. My mind is connected more to my body.
I actually would go into yoga classes thinking I'm just doing it for the physicality. That very much grew on me.
What I mostly did was workout yoga. Vinyasa or power vinyasa. And all that extra stuff, I had never tried them, and I enjoy them. I didn't think I was going to, but I really loved it.
I'm kind of a bigger guy, right? So I really can't get into some of the poses that some people do. To me, strengthening relationship that I have with yoga, it's more of an acceptance of yoga's built for all bodies.
My confidence has grown. I would say that is the most surprising. I definitely feel a lot better about going in front of people than I did before.
I've got more confidence in myself through the program, which you wouldn't think a yoga training would do for you, but it does. That was probably the biggest surprise I had, was it has made me such a better person. Things I don't think I would have experienced in other yoga trainings.
The most rewarding part, I think, is seeing people grow, heal, and let go of parts of themselves that don't serve them anymore, even if they did in the past.
I feel that yoga bar is exceptional. teachers here are amazing, and all this training has done is given me more respect for them.
Christy's made it such an incredible process, and you feel so loved and supported, and you don't feel pressure, and it's just fun learning. So I'm a therapist, and I have already incorporated so much that I've learned from my teacher training in my therapy practice.
The night that this was going to start, I was seriously debating whether or not I was going to come through with it. If there's one thing that I look back at this year so far, and I'm glad I did, it is start this program. I can't believe it's almost over.
Whatever it is you're looking for, it's in Yoga Bar and Cafe's teacher training. It's an amazing course. It's going to expand your horizons, and it is well worth the time spent.
The community here is incredible. The wealth of knowledge that the teachers have brought to this training program is incredible. It's hard to not think of it as another home. It's really felt like home.
Just do it, dude. Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
Trust the process.